My name is Damien Wells and welcome to Go Fly Online. Today we'll be visiting the aerodrome or CTAF of Gympie, and we'll also be visiting a flight school there, the Recreational Flying Company, which is pretty exciting. So I have quite a fondness for Gympie. It's a beautiful little country airfield, and it's a great place to visit for the day as well. They're very friendly, very accommodating. So we're going to Gympie today from Caloundra. I like to go via Maleny. It's very scenic, Maleny and Montville area. Beautiful part of the world. Today, weather is clearing, but it was a little bit marginal this morning. We still have plenty of cloud based between the hills and the mountain. And I'm just navigating a few showers at the moment that are around. Beside me today we have Jack, who's the Go Fly Online resident cinematographer.
G'day.
Who's along for the ride to help with the interview today and some other photography. So obviously consult your fly instructor or look at the ERSA before obviously coming to the airfield. There's two runways. There's a small grass runway which is fairly short, and a nice long sealed runway which is runway 3, 2 and 14. Elevation at Gympie is 260 feet, and it's sort of situated just to the south of the township and in a valley. Very picturesque area to fly into. It can be a little hard to find if you haven't been there before. The easiest way if you're coming from the south is to look for the township and just come back to the south and follow the river along. And it's just to the west of the river. The best way to find Gympie coming from the south is to follow the Bruce Highway up as it travels north. And you can see the river just to a small creek or river to the left of the highway as well. Just follow that along. You'll see the township in the distance. You can just make it out. If you come back towards the aircraft, to the left of the Bruce Highway, there's a little bit of a mountain, sort of a hill to the right. And to the left, you can see some sheds in the runway right in front of us. It's amazing how many students, when they do their first nav here, they're just looking at the township and they're so focused on the township they miss the runway. Once you actually see the runway, that's like, oh wow, how could I miss that? It's a nice sealed runway, the main 3214. So the elevation here is 260 feet. So circuit height's 1260. So overfly height is 1760. Once again, because there's gliding operations, even if you don't hear any gliders, don't overfly the actual main strip. Give it a wide berth if you're overflying when you're looking at the windsock. So we're looking around for aircraft. Start descending down to 1760 feet, overfly height. Can't hear or see any aircraft at the moment, but that doesn't mean they're not there. So it's left-hand circuit on runway 3214. We're going to overfly at 1760 to have a look at the windsock. So we can see that the wind is definitely favouring 14, which I expected with the forecast. Yep, so we're going to be landing on the non-active side, descending on the non-active side of 14, descending down to 1260 feet. Always give your call joining crosswind a little bit before you actually join crosswind, in case there's aircraft joining downwind. Gives them time to hear you and then look for you. Gympie traffic, Sling 7788 is joining crosswind runway 14 and copy the first backtracking. Gympie. Free landing checks, brakes are off, carriage down on welder, mixture motor down CDI are on, pump is on, prop is fixed, fuel sufficient. We're going to change the right hand tank for our departure out of here. Right tank, instruments on the green, charging, switches are required to be on. Hatches and harnesses all secure there, Jack?
All good.
Good, enjoying yourself?
Yeah, really good.
Good, hatches secure, wind is down the runway and we have an Cessna backtracking at the moment. Quite an interesting approach on 14. You've got a little river creek just before the runway. You often get a bit of sink there. So power back. 2,800. In the wide arc, first stage of flap. Trim for 70 knots. 45 degrees over our shoulder. Climb right, center left. And 70 knot approach. Halfway down final, second stage flap. Checking final approach, no aircraft. And we've got a good scan happening, so it's attitude, airspeed, runway, hand on the throttle. Controlling our rate of descent, rate of climb, and our approach profile with power, and our attitude controls our airspeed. So we're looking at 14 now, and no aircraft backtracking. It is pretty much straight down the runway, which is great. Makes things a little bit easier, but I'm anticipating a little bit of sink with this. See that creek now below us, a bit of sink as we pass over the creek, so anticipate that with a bit of power. The runway does fall away from 1-4 down to 3-2. So 30, 20, 10, power off, look to the end, waiting for that sink, as we feel sink, ease it back, ease it back, ease it back, there we go, we landed. Welcome, look, the sun's come out, welcome to sunny Gympie.
So we've just landed at Gympie. We're just parked in front of the Recreational Flying Company flight school. As I said, it's a beautiful airfield, really green here at the moment. The weather's starting to improve, and great, the wind was straight down the runway, so made that a fairly easy landing. So we're about to interview both Paul and Marty, the co-owners of the Recreational Flying Company. Reason I've chosen this school, I've known both for a little while, and they have a very good reputation in the industry, and they're both passionate aviators and passionate instructors, so I'm really looking forward to interviewing them both. If you're visiting Gympie, it's important to note that when you come off the main runway, go to the main apron. You'll see there's a little building which is the Gympie Aero Club. If you go up the little hill there in your aircraft, there is long-term parking there, you can tie your aircraft down. But let's go and interview both Marty and Paul now.
Hi, I'm Marty Power.
I'm Paul McEwen.
I'm co-owner of the Recreational Flying Company based in Gympie, southeast Queensland.
I'm the Head of Operations and the Chief Flying Instructor at the Recreational Flying Company.
I met Paul, the co-owner of the Recreational Flying Company, when we were both in the airlines together.
And we both had a love of light aircraft and stick and rudder flying, and we decided to start a little flying school.
The things I enjoy about flying is the freedom that you experience.
I think I got into flying originally because of the sense of freedom that it gives, the ability to move in 3 dimensions.
The being in control of the aeroplane.
I guess I love instructing because I get to share my experience, I get to share my love of aviation with other people.
Wonderful being able to take some person off the street that's always wanted to learn to fly and have some participation in them achieving that dream and goal that they've wanted to undertake for so long. It's quite a gratifying experience.
Well, Gympie is a great place to learn to fly because we've got clear, uncongested skies, beautiful scenery. You've seen the mountains and the valleys here. We're only just a short flight from the coast as well.
We're not in a controlled airspace, so we can taxi out, get airborne into the training area quite quickly.
Foxbat's a wonderful training aeroplane. They're very simple and straightforward, so they're a good ab initio trainer. They have the characteristics of requiring quite a bit of coordination to fly, and that's good for student skill development.
And for the type of flying we like doing, because we had the Drifter and a J3 Cub at the same time, it sort of fitted into that mould, short takeoff landing capabilities.
So we find they're a great, capable, tremendous performing aeroplane. That are simple enough for a student to get the basics of learning to fly, but have enough tricks up their sleeve to really teach you some good skills. Well, at the Recreational Flying Company, I've got instructors that are devoted to the care and development of their students.
We like the old style of one-on-one, sit down, give them a lot of time, be quite welcoming.
But I think at the end of the day, the thing that stands out about our flying school is the fact that we just love what we're doing so much, and hopefully that is something we can share with the students.
And also the ability of the people we employ, long-term instructors, and that's all they ever want to be.
To be honest, I've just never ever imagined myself doing anything else.
Pacific Sling 73AX rolling 14. We'll be departing downwind for the township of Gympie and then on climb 3000 for Caloundra, Gympie traffic. Airspeed alive, PCP's in the green, RPM sufficient. So we just departed Gympie Aerodrome. Once again, thanks for joining us today on Go Fly Online. It was really enjoyable interviewing Marty and Paul and getting a look around the Recreational Flying Company at Gympie. I really recommend that if you're interested in learning to fly, please call in and just have a chat with them. Fantastic airfield to learn to fly from. and a fantastic airfield to visit for the day. You've got Gympie Township, only a 10-minute taxi drive away, a lot of tourist attractions and restaurants and cafes as well. So once again, thanks for joining us, and see you next time.